I feel bad for Trey Hendrickson. I really do. Because when you look at Jamar Chase and you look at all the players that have got their money, and they're sensational. Jamar Chase is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Last year he was. T. Higgins, he couldn't stay healthy for the last 4 years. Really 3 years, if you really look at it. The last 3 seasons, he hasn't been healthy. And he had, last year when he came back, he looked really, really good. Now, I understand Joe Burrow is the captain. He is the face of the organization, and he wanted T. Higgins back. But this defense was nothing and has been nothing without Trey Hendrickson. He is everything to that defense. You could put him anywhere on that defensive line, and he's better than any second-tier player they have on that roster right now. It would bother me if I was Trey Hendrickson, and I'm looking at myself as a player that averaged not once but twice, back-to-back years, 17.5 sacks. I was the leading sack guy last year, and I still don't have a contract. I'm making $15.5 million when Myles Garrett wasn't better than I was. That's what I'm saying. I am the same age as Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett is making more money than me when I had a better season than he did. And Myles Garrett has better defensive players on the defensive line than Trey Hendrickson. Just think about it. Every team knows that Trey Hendrickson is the best player on that line, and they still can't stop him. Just think about that. So it would bother me when I look at my roster and say, well, who's going to match what I've done for this defense? Who's going to match what I've done for this team over the last couple of years? As far as I'm concerned, besides Joe Burrow, Trey Hendrickson in the last 2 years has been the second most important player to this team. So, and he's not getting paid that kind of money. That has something to do with coaching and the executives up top, the GM, who obviously is sitting back and listening to Joe Burrow. I love Joe. And he's got such a baby face. I mean, his blonde hair last season, going into the season, great. He stands for something, and all the fans want to be like Joe. He is not Joe Montana. That's all I'm going to say. He is not Joe Montana. Because if he was, he would have won a championship. He did not win a championship when he went all the way to the Super Bowl. He, matter of fact, lost against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. So... And by the way, why did they get there? Everybody keeps talking about what Joe Burrow did. Let's go ask Trey Hendrickson what he did. So I feel so bad when you look at the picture right now with the Bengals and where the Bengals see Trey Hendrickson at. They really don't feel that he is an important piece to this team moving forward. He's still 30 years old. He's still in somewhat of the prime of his career. I still think he has 2, maybe 3 decent years left at his position. The guy is in tremendous shape. The guy plays practically every single game. I mean, he plays hurt. He's always out there, and he's a team leader. Everything that you see on and off the field, personality-wise, and even at the press conferences, he stands for everything you want as a Bengals organization. And the Bengals organization that's been a laughingstock. Go look at Vontae Burfict. Remember that guy? Remember Burfict? And remember what he did, headhunting and doing the things that he did on the field? Go ask Antonio Brown what he thought about Vontae Burfict, okay? He doesn't really like him, and I'm sure he wasn't a big fan of his. I
got that clip.
There you go. Show the clip, because I think Antonio Brown is, brain dead because of this hit, all right? And that was because Burfict was just an absolute disgusting person. Trey Hendrickson doesn't go headhunting. He doesn't try to hurt people. He goes out there and plays the game right. And to me, in the, 4 or 5 seasons he's been there, he's been as good a defensive lineman as anybody in the league. And it's a shameful thing when you look at an organization that doesn't really look at him as a prized possession to what this team could be or what this team should be as a championship competitive team. I also will say this. I look at an organization, okay? And there are positions that you look for to build your team around. And here's where I'm going to go. Number 1, quarterback. Number 2, offensive lineman. That's left tackle, all right? Left tackle is your number 2. Number 3, you can argue it's your corner or a pass rusher. I'm going to go pass rusher. So you need an offensive tackle, a pass rusher, and then a corner, and then a wide receiver. And you went with wide receivers over a pass rusher? Does that make any sense, guys? I would say no. That, to me, tells me why the Bengals have not won a championship in how long? I'm sorry, never won a championship. That's right. And that's why this team will never win a championship with the roster they have right now. And Taylor's going to be looking for a job at the end of this season as well, because making this decision only shows you the lack of coaching for this organization moving forward as well.